course, KTN will continue to audit those very promises and if indeed they've been met. Elsewhere, celebratory events of Mandela Day are taking place around the world and in South Africa as Nelson Mandela spends his 95th birthday in hospital. South Africans will dedicate 67 minutes to charity in honor of Mandela's 67 years in serving the public. KTN's Asha Mwelu reports.
The preparations for Mandela Day took the whole week, and finally, South Africa's D-Day is here. The United Nations marks Mandela Day every year on his birthday. Today, an ailing Nelson Mandela turns 95. Even though the former president will spend his birthday in a hospital bed, South Africans are planning to make the most out of it.
It's very important to me as a daughter to be able to uphold my father's legacy and get involved in any way. I think it's a beautiful gift that we can give him.
Having been able to share him with this country, with this continent, with the world, it's really been, a bit overwhelming.
Tiba Kula! Kula Mandela Kula!
Over the years, the anti-apartheid icon has celebrated his birthday alongside children, inspiring South Africans to embrace public service in their lifestyles. In his honor, each South African is expected to dedicate 67 minutes of their day to give back to the community. This would represent the 67 years Nelson Mandela gave to public service. Children in particular have this year been on the forefront of celebrating Mandela's life and legacy. And the Mandela fever is spreading across the globe, with most countries holding their mini versions of Mandela Day.
What he's gone through, nobody can repay him back what he's done, and all of his hard struggles and stuff, we should never forget that, and only because of him we are now living in this world with peacefully and harmony.
Nelson Mandela is like a second father to everybody, and he has done so much for us, we don't know how to repay him.
As the celebrations continue across South Africa and the world, a renewed hope for Mandela's recovery is sweeping over the nation. The presidency's most recent statement claims Mandela's health is gradually improving, even though he remains critical but stable. Asha Mwelu, KTN, live at 1.
Right, it is a bittersweet moment for the world as Nelson Mandela marks the turn of another year. And even as he spends yet another week in hospital, as the world celebrates the icon, though, we ask, how much do we know about Mandela? For example, did you know, that his birth name Rolihlahla, which means to pull a branch of a tree or a troublemaker? From early on, Mandela was considered a troublemaker, especially after he refused to marry a bride selected for him to go off into Joburg to study law. His friends say part of the reason he refused to marry was the girl was because she wasn't a looker. Mandela is a man of many talents and loved to box. In fact, he picked up it while living with his then mentor, Walter Sisulu, who kept fit and later developed the liking for ballroom dancing while he was first introduced to him at Fort Hare University in the Eastern Cape. Mandela also had a blossoming relationship with his first wife, Winnie Mandela. Anecdotes of how he met Winnie suggest that they hit it off immediately, and he later taught her how to drive. On their first date, Winnie Mandela seemed to enjoy curry so much she later learned how to make it. While in prison, Mandela wrote a letter to a friend thanking him for teaching him to eat and enjoy curry. I bet now you know a little bit about Nelson Mandela even as we celebrate his 95th birthday. Edith?